This is your girl, Taliana Sanchez from La Bella Vida Inc. And welcome to our tattoo podcast, episode 7, lucky number 7. Today we have Sammy. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. My name is Sammy. I was born and raised here in the San Fernando Valley, and I'm currently a student at Los Angeles Mission College.
Ooh, she's a college girl. What are you majoring on?
My major would be sociology with a minor in psychology.
Got it. Do you have any confessions for us before we start?
Yes. Today we're going to be talking about how I know that I was the problem.
You're the tattoo nightmare?
Tattoo nightmare.
So we have confession number 1. I can't wait for confession number 2. I actually do have a question because this is really rare when someone says that they are the problem, you know?
Yeah.
It's me. How did you realize that you were the tattoo nightmare for the tattoo artist?
Obviously, right off the bat, the fact that I can't pay full price that already makes me the nightmare. Does it not? But having to ask for a discount or anything like that. I mean, I immediately knew that I probably was going to be that little rock in their shoe.
Yes. This is so daring of you too. You know, I give you props because not anybody admits that they were the problem or realizes that they were the nightmare for a tattoo artist. You know, they always like to point at people and be like, yo, it was you. Yeah. Instead of realizing it's me. I'm the problem.
No. I'll be the first to admit.
So was it just one artist or multiple artists that you were their nightmare?
Honestly, yeah. I want to say it was multiple that I mean, it was people that I knew that I kind of created bonds with and friendships with, but...
That you were comfortable with?
Yeah, it did start off more so like... I would always be on the lookout for when they wanted to tattoo something really badly that they recently created or something like that. And I would wait to see if it was something that resonated with me. And if it did... I would reach out, with hopes that they would let me,
give you a discount or bargain with them
or let me just, give them what I can as a tip.
Yeah.
And I mean, as horrible and as cringe as that sounds, that was me.
Yeah. I do have another question. Like, did any of the tattoo artists ever mistreated you as they noticed that you were a nightmare with them and they knew you were going to try to bargain with them?
Not necessarily. I have had bad experiences in shops that I just happen to also work at, where the whole situation was something that if you're a girl, and I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't have to emphasize too much on the fact that,
they wanted something more.
Yeah, like if you're looking to get a free tattoo and it's in exchange for something like very valuable, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Like, don't do it. Not
more
to say that
physical.
I did,
Damn.
don't. It's not like that's not.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, that's not, and that's never really been my style either.
And
but I did experience that, and I did remove myself from the situation.
Good for you. Damn.
Yeah, but. And I mean, I'm sure it happens. It happens to a lot of people.
Yes. Personally, I have seen it. Yeah. I have witnessed it, and it's one of those that's unreal because you're like, is this happening right now? Like, not to me, but I've seen it happen to other people and artists, and I'm just like, wow, like. This is crazy.
I feel like if that's all you have to give, like in exchange for a tattoo, like, okay, we have some problems. We need to reevaluate.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that was never the problem with me.
You at least tried to pay something.
Yeah, like my whole thing was I in order just, for example, to tip somebody out, I would save up for like 4 months, 5 months, just, you know what I mean? And even then, I would always feel like it wasn't enough for what they were doing and the talent that they had and whatever it might be. So,
yeah. But the artists that you were like... bargaining with, like, how did that start? How was that conversation, like, back and forth? Do you ever feel like they're like, Sammy is coming again? Like, because I have had people who had bargained with me before or tried to, And I every time they're like, how much would you do this for this much, or try to give me a homie discount kind of thing. But we were not even friends, you know.
Oh, I see.
So like with those people, I'm like, I'm gonna charge you twice as much because now you're asking me. The homie discount is charging you double what I charge. And I always say that because they're like, oh, you want the homie discount? You pay twice as much, motherfucker. Like, no. But that's when they're like, oh, no, never mind. Or they're like, damn, not I'm not a homie or whatever they say, you know? But yeah, like with those people, when they try to bargain, like it's already kind of like an insult for the tattoo artist. So I totally understand why you would be their nightmare. Because, you know, their service isn't, you know, being charged as much. God damn it, Savvy.
I'm just kidding. Telling you, this is a sticky topic, but
I know you did mention, like, you know, they were your homies though.
Yeah, they were people that I met
or you bonded with after.
Yeah, that I did. Like, it wasn't just like a one-time thing. I created a friendship with them. We created bonds. You know, I have quite a bit of tattoos on me. So
I know you're all covered up today, but only if they see what you actually have underneath.
But, you know, it's been a long time. Like,
even your back is tattooed.
I know, that's like the last one.
Yes. Do you feel like your tattoos, even though you were a little rock on their feet, did you feel like you bonded with them afterwards?
I did. I not only can I remember exactly what I was going through with each tattoo that I got, with each artist that I went through it with. They always treated me very nicely.
Gotcha.
You know.
What were the messages that you would send to the tattoo artists that you were like, shit, I know I'm buggy right now, but I want to see if they can work with me, you know?
Well, it wasn't really like I was wording things very specific, or that I was, you know, straight out asking them like, hey, can you draw this for me? Like, and give it to me at a discounted price? No, like, it was more like, you know, I would follow them, and I sometimes I would notice that they would post certain pieces that they would say, you know, I just really want to get this on someone. Mm-hmm. And if the piece in some way or another resonated with me, I would go out of my way to jump on that with them.
Got it.
You know, and see how we could go about bargaining it, whether it be
making
getting a discount or even or making it smaller so that it's not, you know, as big and lavish, but even down to, you know, can I get a discount, or can I just tip you out, or, you know, whatever the case may be.
Did they know that you were going through anything, or why were you trying? My real question is, why were you trying to bargain with them? Because we totally understand, like, not everybody can afford tattoos. Like, I know they are expensive. It's not a necessary thing to get, but it is more of a luxury, you know? Mm-hmm. So what made you feel like you had to bargain with them?
Well, I was going through quite a bit in life. I think every tattoo artist that I came across saw that. I think they were able to see that I was going through something.
Yeah.
And I might or might not have been very open and vocal about it with them, but I think it was that it was kind of obvious to them that I was kind of going through something.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, I always tried to make sure that I kept my heart in the right place. So if I was able to bring in a Starbucks with me, if I was able to bring them something, I don't know, something that was still within my reach, within my means, that I could still do without either breaking the bank or something like that, like some kind of gesture. I don't know.
Got it. I totally get it. Like, money wise, you couldn't give it to them, so you would try to, like, what's that word?
Compensate with something else.
With something like small, but it was big for you because it was from what you were struggling with and stuff.
Like the little bit that I still had, like I still wanted to bring, like I wasn't gonna come empty-handed or something like that.
You try to give them something at least for them to,
even though I know it was not not even close. Like, come on, get the fuck out of here.
You know what? An artist, I would say, definitely could appreciate that when, like, someone brings food or snacks for them, or you said coffee, Starbucks, whatever it is, or beer. I know a lot of artists love beer, like beer. I mean, so I totally get that, and it's, you know, it's really nice that the tattoo artist also worked with you, you know, because they could have literally slammed the door on you. They could be like how I did it. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna charge you double for asking for a discount, you know. But it is. amazing hearing that this nightmare that you were to them, they took you more of like a learning experience with you as well, and like made a bond through your trauma, seeing that you were going through things. Like I feel like you said you guys became friends and stuff. And then just learning about you, they probably liked your energy, or they just, you know, related to you in one way that they're like, damn, this person's going through it. Like, maybe I'll help them out with a tattoo, because a tattoo definitely helps and heals a lot of wounds from people.
I take pride in the fact that, you know, this last decade that I've gone through things, that I did not fall into things that were more horrible, that were, you know, extremely self-harming or even harming to other people. I feel like tattoos were definitely an escape for me in some kind of way or another. But I do take pride in the fact that did take place, and it took place of so many possible things that I could have turned to, you know, for coping as a coping mechanism, and I didn't.
And you went to tattooing to cope with what you were going through and stuff. And just by hearing all this, I'm pretty sure, like, there's multiple times that you did it with tattoo artists and stuff. Like, you know, that's beautiful to hear that. Well, I mean, you were the tattoo nightmare, but it's beautiful to hear that, like, you created bonds with them. But not only that, like, they helped you heal in some ways where it was part of your journey.
They probably don't even realize that they were part of that.
I know.
All of them.
They were probably, damn, this girl's going through something. Let me just tattoo it and stuff. And, like, I think this is a good eye-opening for tattoo artists to realize, like, everyone's going through something. Like, if you can help, a helping hand, or, you know, if you do want to give a discount, like, cool. If not, you're not obligated, obviously. But I've done that to a few people.
I think you'll feel it in your heart. You'll feel it in your heart when it's someone that's being genuine, or someone's... You know,
and it kind of opens eyes to the tattoo artists, where it's like, oh shit, like, some people are going through something. Maybe they can't pay. Like, we could always find a middle ground.
I appreciate that level of empathy.
Because I totally understand it could go one or the other way, because, you know, there's some artists that didn't have that, like... realization of, like, people are going through some things, but they probably had a bad experience with that person, that they put boundaries and walls up where they're like, no, I'm never gonna deal with this ever again. I'm gonna have these rules and set for everybody. And then there's some artists that, like, you see somebody that is going through something and hard, and they're trying their effort to, like, pay or do whatever they can and stuff, and they're like, you know what, like, let me just tattoo you, like, let me, like, I'll make a video out of this or whatever, you know, I'll go in my portfolio and stuff. You know, we try to make it the best we can as well, you know. But it is a tough choice right there, because it's like a gambling, you know, when you try to...
It totally is.
Yeah, and you got good ones, though. You got good tattoo artists that actually were, like, not mistreating you or as much, or, like, making you feel...
very nice about it. Very, very...
Because some people get the boot. Some people get when they're... because they know the nightmare of it, you know? Damn, Sammy. I do want to go back to the one where you did deal with somebody that, you know, wanted something more. What made you feel like this person wanted more from you?
It was just, in general, the whole thing was just so bad. It was just so bad.
You're like, in this one, I was in the nightmare.
Like, that was just so bad. Like, at no point, I think, is any female ever going to accept being anything but the main person in a relationship. Like, it was just ridiculous, and it was a huge red flag. Like, I was out of there immediately. Like, it's not... It's crazy to me that people even
what were some things what were some things that your red flag alert was like, I gotta get out of here, like, this person's making me feel uncomfortable? What were your warning signs?
I think aside of just that, honestly, which would make anybody really uncomfortable, I mean, any girl really uncomfortable, I mean, that was... my interaction was minimal, but...
Or what did he say to you that you were like, oh no, this is gonna turn...
I mean, imagine straight up being asked, like, will you be my side girl? Like, what the fuck? Absolutely not.
Oh my God.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
Like, what do you mean? No, absolutely not. Like, why
oh
would
my
you
God.
the fact that you have the audacity to ask somebody that.
Yeah. Oh my God, that is a nightmare for any girl. I think, or I don't know if guys go through this and stuff,
I hope
but
not.
I hope not either.
I know, right?
But it is like, can you be
funny.
my? I can't even say it. Just telling that to a guy is like, oh, I mean, I'm pretty sure they get asked, you know,
yeah.
but it is insulting, I would say, and also kind of rude that they only think of you that way.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how some people in that industry have that mindset that it's okay.
I think it's part of the culture, to be honest. I not that I've been around it long enough, but the little bit that I caught on, I do feel like it's the culture of being in a tattoo shop, or in general a tattoo shop, for the most part. Not all of them, obviously. Yeah. But
damn, that's
crazy. Like the possible vibe I guess you could get, you know? Like,
yeah. You're like, this was my nightmare right
and
there.
I think
like,
the girls are the fastest and easiest one to pick up on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because you're like, this isn't right.
Yeah. You'll.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure some girls would hop on it though.
I mean,
like,
real quick, yeah.
Yeah, and then some girls would be like, what
that will take it up real fast, but.
That's crazy, though. I'm sorry that you went through that, because that's a lot, you know, especially in a working environment where you go and stuff.
Yeah.
And
it's awkward. It's awkward, but it's eye-opening. Yes,
100%. So. Just to end this on a good note, you know, because that one was a little intense and
I know,
stuff.
Right?
What would you say to the tattoo artists that you were the nightmare to?
Honestly, like I said before, they were all... bless all of their hearts in a positive way, because you really had to have been paying attention to have realized that I was going through something, to acknowledge that I was going through 100%. Something in some way or another, you know, even if it was just by accepting my offer of bargaining, you know. So and I always told myself, because tattoos became a really big part of my life and who I am on the outer part of me. Yes. I always said that when I make it big and when I have money, that I was always going to go back, you know, and either, you know, somehow repay or get more tattoos and overpay in some kind of way, or you know, and I do feel like I'm gonna keep my word when it comes to that, because it's and I try to do little things with the people that I've become friends with, for like holidays and stuff like that. They mean a lot to me, like, you know, so for me, it was more like my friend just happened to be a tattoo artist, even though I met them as tattoo artists first, and then they became my friends, you know. So it's weird. The dynamic is weird, but
sometimes your worst nightmare becomes your best friend.
Right?
In this case, especially because like it is hard as tattooers, I would say, like, you're trying to keep it professional and business like, but then it comes to play with like other people that are going through things, and sometimes you might not understand. So these artists actually kind of saw it, and actually
the fact that people were paying attention,
exactly, like, kudos to those tattoo artists who, you know, saw you more like a human in a canvas and stuff. And that's not to say to pressure all the tattoo artists, is like, because someone's going through something, you have to give them a discount. No, you really have to feel it out. These people felt something more towards you, and they're like, you know what, this girl's going through something, you know, and you probably were like, you know, absolutely. So they felt it, and they decided to do this for you too. So at the end of the day, even though you were that little rock, and then they're like, Sammy's coming again. I know she's going through it, so I'm gonna tattoo her. You know, it's that empathy that came in, and like, and not everybody has. So even though you were their nightmare, they still helped you out, and they pushed through as well. They're like, whatever she gives me, she'll give me there.
And for the most part, I'm still friends with just about all of them. I mean, not all of them, but mostly all of them. So it's you know, and it's pretty great to still be friends with them, because I still have, you know, people still look at my tattoos and they like them, and they're like, where did you get them? Where do you go? I still refer everyone to who I...
So you became an advertisement for them and stuff at the end of the day, you know? Something good came out of this nightmare and stuff. Yeah. And that's beautiful.
I have a lot of their old work, or at least some of the first artists that I started with. I have some of their older when they first started, and then I have some of their work when they got really, really good. And I mean, one of the artists that I have some of their work from the very beginning till the very end. Mm-hmm. He's like a super established tattoo artist with his wife and kids in Germany.
Wow.
You know, and it's like, it's awesome. Yeah. Like, it's cool little things to think about, you know.
Yeah. Like, will you have a piece for them and how they saved you?
Yeah, that I still have, like, that I have that on me of, like, when their career from when they first started to when they started to get better. Like, it's pretty cool to have that also.
That is. Though, you know, a memory lane, a beautiful nightmare, crazy.
And not just of me, not just of, like, my... You know, there's more to it in a sense. Like, even if I was to sit here and tell you the story for each of my tattoos, there's
so much.
There's more to it of the artist and who they are, or who they were at that time, and maybe what they are now.
Damn, that's beautiful. Yeah. Thank you, Sammy, for not only confessing to your nightmare that you were to other artists, but also being vulnerable with us and, you know, realizing that, reflecting that what you did, you know, probably was making other people go through hell, right? But they pushed through, and like you pushed through, and you guys still have that connection and that bond.
I know, right?
Cling to your nightmare, you being the nightmare. But thank you, Sammy, for being here and being part of this.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. I appreciate sharing my perspective because I know it's a little bit different. It's a little, you know, but it exists.
Yes, it does.
And it is I.
And we have one right here, being the nightmare right here today for us. But thank you guys, and that's going to be a wrap. Thank you for listening to us and hearing our confession here. See you guys in our next podcast, Tattoo Nightmare, episode 8.